And we're live. Welcome to the newest offshoot of the Underqualified and Overcompensated. This is now Underqualified and Overproofed. I am Rico. This is Rhodes. You may be familiar with us, especially if you're getting this alert on our normal channel. But
welcome.
Welcome. Or as we normally say, welcome, welcome, welcome.
I am Rhodes After Dark, thank you.
He's Rhodes After Dark. Today normally I'm the one dicking around in the Underqualified and Overcompensated. Rhodes gets to dick around today.
I'm not hosting this at all. This is Rico's love child, which also I am in love with. I love this entire premise that Rico came up with. That I adore this. But in Rico fashion, of the role that I am now taking on, fuckery will ensue.
So if you are just joining us for the first time, or even for the first time just for this type of content, what we're going to be doing is a series of weekly short videos. Whoop, shut off that alert. Sorry. Just throw that old phone across the room. And
I got 6 phones.
Only 2 right now, okay.
Is one your vacation phone?
One was my deployment phone that got cracked by bumping into a concrete barrier. And when I decided to get home, well, not when I decided, when I got home from out of country, I decided to splurge. And, I haven't gotten a new phone in like 3 or 4 years. So I finally got a new phone. It's exciting. I don't know what to do. Everything looks great. Rhodes is trying to already kick me out of my own show. Thanks a lot.
Sorry.
All good.
I tried to do something. It didn't work. So Rico, what are we? What is underqualified and overproofed? That name immediately pulls you in. Much like underqualified and overcompensated, right? We're not qualified to do what we do, but we get paid a lot for doing nothing most of the time. That's the premise of our show.
That's accurate. I am by no means any sort of alcohol sommelier. I'm in the U.S. military, which means I'm a professional drinker. However, now instead of just drinking to get to the bottom of the bottle, I am now drinking for flavor and to experience things, because a lot of science goes into these different alcohols. And I have not. I learned during deployment when I took a break that maybe bourbon or whiskey isn't water. maybe it can be enjoyed. So I spent a lot of time.
Maybe I can actually taste my liquor. Maybe I can take a minute, not just open the hole in my throat, unhinge my trachea, and just down it.
Just have it, just why bypass the tongue? Just let's go ahead and taste things for a little bit. Let's smell some things.
I've never seen Rico smell, savor, and or hold on to anything.
No. But I had a lot of time, and I did a lot of research, and I decided when I got back from deployment to reevaluate my relationship with alcohol. And I've done a little bit of testing the past few days. And why are you the war box now?
I'm fixing something, and I didn't want to do it on camera, so I was hoping you wouldn't call me out. But now I might as well fucking do it on camera, because now I'm fucking with my camera.
So I'm going to be testing some whiskeys, bourbons, ryes. I might branch out further. You can't really see behind me right now, maybe over my shoulder a little bit. There is a golden area back there. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that up and let you know what we're working with today. All right. So the plan today is to go with the Buck 8. So it is a Kentucky bourbon, at least 51% corn. It is made in a brand new charred oak barrel. It is 90 proof, I believe. We can go ahead and double check that. The reason all these bottles are out is everything that looks kind of or mostly empty. We're going to go ahead and we're going to start very amateur blending and making an infinity bottle. And at some point during these series of towards the later part of the series of these episodes, we're going to try that blend, and hopefully it doesn't suck ass. The bottles that are full are pretty much the roadmap for what we're going to be doing. So if you want to play along at home, you can go ahead and do so. I know we're doing the Buck 8 this week, and next week, Friday, pretty much the same time, we're going to go ahead and do the Balcones Texas pot still. They're a pretty big deal in Texas right now. I have no idea or any history with any of the full bottles. There's a mix of bourbon, rye, an Irish, and a Scotch back there. The
history of them is that they made a long journey to the military PX class 6 where they were bought.
No, that is not true. What I did was very difficult. I ordered straight from Total Wine, and they delivered it to my house because I'm currently on quarantine. And some dude came in with a big box and and brought me some alcohol.
I saw the monkey shoulder in the back, which personally just concentrating on the name alone, I'm excited for. That seems interesting. And it's like 3/4 gone, which means that it must be pretty good.
So that's one of the ones going in the Infinity bottle tonight. This is Monkey Shoulder to Scotch. It is 43%, so 86 horsepower. That'll I don't know.
Is it a short year Scotch? It's not a long year Scotch.
So I didn't do a lot of research into this one. I just I found a list. A lot of the research I did was through the Whiskey Tribe on YouTube. You could find them, and there was a lot of achievable bottles that had great flavor, and really they weren't that expensive. Like the things that we'll be reviewing on here, at least on my end, is going to be things in the $20 to $30 range. Come on, we're underqualified. We're not getting the big dollar stuff here.
The one thing that we've always strived to do, at least from most sides, is like low budget. Well, not strive to do, that we've been constricted to do because we don't have a budget. Rico, obviously, with his 2-camera setup, he's well surpassing us. But perhaps with taxes, like I can actually make my background look like I am a podcaster, not just like a fucking college kid with a random couch I also sleep on. Like I don't.
There is a vast difference between our screens right now.
Fucking right. Like I got to try something. I really do. It's been a year of me doing sketchy backgrounds of like just my home. So I got to up the ante. But the one thing that has always pissed me off. So my dream job, obviously I want to become a teacher, but my dream job has always been, ever since I was a little kid, to be a food travel, not journalist, but I just want to host a food travel show. That's all I wanted in life.
And that
has been my goal. The one thing I hate about a lot of food travel shows is when they're like, oh, look at this country. This is like the Middletown area. Let's go to this 5-star Michelin restaurant. I'm like, bitch, I'm going to Spain on vacation. And that's why I'm watching your show, because I want to learn about Barcelona, but I can't afford to go there to that restaurant. Like, I want you to go to the fucking janky store down the road that sells bomb-ass paella. That's what I want. So, like, the fact that you're going with the cheaper, and not always worse. Like, price doesn't always, because I've had $100 bottles worth of like Scotch and whiskey that taste like pure fucking gasoline. It's just terrible.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the things I learned while I was away and doing a lot of research while not drinking, is with alcohol, it's one of those things where the cost of it and the rarity of it, it has a mental effect on you more than it actually tastes. So if you were doing a blind test, something that's probably cheap would probably taste better, potentially. So we're gonna go with the Buck 8 for those just joining us, and we're gonna go.
I like that. That is a smooth bottle. It's got the ranch on it. I like it. I like things that you can look at and you just kind of feel in peace with, like, you know what's going on. Like the Mad Dog 57 hot sauce bottle, like, you know that's terrible.
Let's see if there's a nice pop, a satisfying pop. Ooh,
that was
a satisfying pop.
Crisp.
Ooh. So this is a bourbon again. We're gonna go ahead. Nice, fresh Glencairn.
Ramball said that he would have bet that I wanted to be an Olympic underwater basket weaver.
Yeah, that makes sense. I really
Goal
don't
number
know
2,
how that never happened.
dual hat. I'm training every day. So
Go ahead.
when you're pouring out, so is there through your research, have you found that, you know, an angle that you pour into the sniffer is good, or
So the angle, from what I've seen, doesn't really matter.
because like I've
when
heard,
you're
like
looking,
wine, they always say the angle like to aerate it as it goes in, and then they have the aerators that you put in the bottle and shit like that.
mm. So with spirits, no, doesn't really matter as much. With wine, definitely you want to aerate it. I mean, it's a different process altogether.
Just
Really,
a different chemical reaction with the
on
air.
camera or not, but this being a higher proof, a more premium, it's beating, the oils are beating around the inside of the glass. Kind of hard to pick up. So that's not
So
my
86% proof, right?
This is 43%, 86 proof.
86 proof, 43% alcohol.
Yeah.
What is like a normal? Let's compare it, right, to like a Jack Daniels. What is it normally?
Jack is like 40, 42, so not far off.
Okay,
so
that's a much lighter color than like a normal Jack.
Yeah, but Jack's also charcoal filtered. I don't know. There's not a lot of history about Buck 8, unfortunately. Like I know it's a sourced whiskey. So the company that's putting it out, they're getting their product from somebody else. So they're getting their product from somebody else, and because it has an age,
and they're bottling and labeling it.
Yeah. So because it's 8 years old, I'm assuming that it was probably sat in a cask for 8 years where they got it from. I highly doubt they got it and let it sit for 8 years before putting out a product. I don't know.
It was probably a company that like was making it and then couldn't pay for the production of their own shit, but like made the whiskey and then
it's actually a super common practice, because somebody who's just wanted to getting into like a whiskey game, they can't just turn around. Besides fast aging, which ends up still kind of new makey. They can't really put out a product quickly. So these companies that let's say like the Balcones I have behind me, I'm just using them as an example. Yeah, they made their own whiskey, but chances are they put out, in order to pay the bills, they may have put out like a gin or something, because gin you don't have to age, vodka you don't have to age.
So they made the whiskey, let it age.
Yeah.
And then in the meantime, in the 4 years or however long they're letting it age, they were then distilling a gin or something simpler.
Yeah, something simpler, something that can push the market faster. Again, I don't know much about. I'm only using Balcones as an example, just a name back there. So, really,
I'm excited.
The beating is good. The beating's real good. So I'm gonna go for the smell. Oh, that's different than what I've had lately.
What have you been doing lately? Because before you started going down the rabbit hole, your go-to whiskey was?
I just drink Jim Beam like it was water. Jim Beam or Jack.
Pretty much. So, and not that Jim Beam or Jack is bad.
No, it's not. It's its own thing. Kenny, what up, dog?
So like Jim Beam and Jack, they're good.
Uh-huh.
They're not bad. It's just like they're like the keystone of whiskey.
Yeah,
like I'll drink it if it's there, but I'm not looking for it.
Whereas for a long time, I was looking for the cheapest bottle of gin.
Oh, I'm really surprised that you never rolled up with like a military special Jack, honestly.
No, that's just asking for trouble.
Yeah,
so
right.
On the nose, like reviewers for the Buck 8 will say that they're looking for caramel, vanilla, dark fruit, grain, so a bready smell, and red licorice. Red licorice is not something that I've been smelling lately.
Red licorice?
So Twizzlers.
Yeah, so like a cherry.
Yeah.
So didn't already say cherry?
No, they're saying caramel, which is common. Caramel. Vanilla, especially for a bourbon, that's common. Dark fruit, that's interesting. And grains, ready.
Yeah. Like, what do they mean by dark fruits? Like that's, you mean like a strawberry or I don't know.
Let me get another hit of it.
The licorice excites me. That sounds like that That would
It
be a
is
good note.
very Twizzler. It is
Really?
super Twizzler. And that's just
Oh,
on the nose.
that makes me excited. That makes me disappointed that I also didn't order this. Ashley just
So,
got a job, so I might be ordering this box
hey,
with you at the same time.
join me. We can do this together. And have I ever tried Elijah Craig? I have not tried Elijah Craig, Kenny. And honestly, the reason for that is because, and this was stupidity on my part, I would see Elijah Craig, and I feel like every time I see it, it's at the bottom shelf, and I'm like concerned. Maybe I'm thinking of something else, but I've never like picked up Elijah Craig. But now I know it's on the list. Even Evan Williams is on the list for me for things for me to try. Apparently, Evan Williams isn't bad. It just looks cheap.
I mean, sometimes that happens. Like I've seen some other people where they like would if I don't know what your goal is, but with this, like I want to go for like the obscure whiskeys that no one's ever heard of.
Mhm.
But they're a good range, obscure good whiskeys, because I have some other people that I subscribe to, and they pull out some just beer, and like they're like, I don't even know where to find it. I'm like, I would love to try that. That looks like a cool beer, but where did you like seduce a wizard to get that can? Like, what happened?
Welcome to the beer wizard.
Stroke my beard, get a beer. So you're digging those notes. You're digging the notes.
Oh god, it
I
smells
like
really good. But the taste is apparently different according to most reviewers. Taste is going to be caramel, which is just traditional bourbon. Cherry, again, traditional bourbon. Just cutting to the back camera I have here. The Maker's Mark is super cherry, but that one is cast strength. So that was not proof down whatsoever. That one, what it came out of the barrel as, besides some potential mixing, that's what they threw in. That's what they threw
So
in
what
the
do you mean by
bottle.
proofed down? So I'm a whiskey idiot. So
let me switch back to my other camera real quick. So proof down. What happens is you can, oh my god, I'm dark again. Sorry. Technical difficulties from using two cameras.
we're getting there.
All right.
Rico will get a switchboard eventually.
I'll get it going.
He'll just
27
hire
days
like
in.
a private to like sit behind the camera and actually like he'll have a producer.
I tried to set up these lights though to automation for my voice, but that wasn't working out because they had different. But that's besides the case. Stay tuned to Underqualified and Overclocked for our tech channel. Where
We're going to be in everything. Underqualified.
I'll be reviewing the
my...
Galaxy S21 5G Ultra shortly.
Yeah. Underqualified and Overcooked will be my cooking show. So.
Yes, Underqualified and Overcooked is going to be amazing. What up, Randy?
Oh,
Randy's
Randy.
in the building.
So show real quick before Randy dips. Show him what you got. Show him the bottle.
This in back, the back cam.
No. Oh yeah, I mean show him the back cam, but I was going to say the bottle that you were reviewing.
Oh, so Randy, we're going to be testing the Buck 8-year age statement bourbon. It's been aged for 8 years, 90 proof, and 45% alcohol. Apparently ranch hand certified. I don't know if it's bonded. It almost looks like when you see the bonded bourbons, they have.
What do you mean bonded?
Similar.
You're using a lot of terms that no one knows.
So bonded bourbon has actually been tested and certified by the state of Kentucky. So when it's bonded, that is 100% all in. Hey, this is from Kentucky like a motherfucker.
So you mentioned that the taste doesn't always follow, or at least for this one, it said the taste doesn't follow the notes of the smell. Is that normal?
Yeah, that's
for
very
most
normal.
whiskeys.
Yeah, because very few things. I mean, a lot of things for bourbon wise are going to be caramel. They're going to have vanilla. They're going to have these bready scents.
But then those finer notes,
yeah,
they kind of fall off on the tongue a little bit.
Yeah, but this one, the nose alone has me excited.
I'm excited for you.
Excited about that.
Cherry is my favorite flavoring ever, and the fact that you are so excited by the cherry makes me fucking stoked.
So you would really like the Makers. Makers is very cherry, but I wouldn't get the cast strength one. So cast strength, because it's so high proof, this one is 109 proof.
Oh God.
Yeah, this one's 109 proof. And
that would make a real nice old fashioned, though.
So what I would recommend with that is, like, I've actually got 2 cups with me here. I've got McGlen for sniffing and tasting, and I've got water for washing and also proofing down. We were actually talking about proofing down for a moment there. Proofing down.
So that's when you mix it with water.
You mix it with water, or you mix it potentially, like when I start this Infinity bottle, the things that are much higher proof, they're going to get mixed with the lower proof thing. So that's automatically going to bring everything down. And that's going to essentially bring out flavors as opposed to just the heat of that alcohol burn.
Randy, we are not promoting it. We're just reviewing if in the future a company wants to send us stuff, or even, in fact, if you are a listener and before Rico does the magical sip test.
I know. I'm waiting. I'm so excited.
Yeah, right? I'm keeping the suspense. If you are a listener and you guys have a drink combination of something, right? Like a mixed drink that you really love, or a certain whiskey or gin or vodka or whatever that you really, really love, message us, comment, let us know. And Rico has this flight of whiskey that he wants to hit. But we could do like a special little snippet of your favorite whiskey and try it or mention it. I would love to get you guys involved. I think that would be kind of cool.
I even hate gin, but I'll try gin if somebody recommends something.
I've never had it.
You've never had gin?
No, I've never had gin.
Why are you delaying me from drinking this?
I want to see the pure, just orgasmic explosion in your eyes. Honestly, like I'm cock teasing you as far as I can.
I just keep smelling it.
Yeah, I'm just being the showboaty stripper. All right, I'm gonna let you do you, boo boo. I'm excited for you. All right. Honestly.
The next phase. All right, so taste. We're looking for a caramel, cherry, waffle cone. That's going to be new. Cocoa and orange, which orange is kind of in the smell.
Is cocoa normal?
It depends.
Because like caramel makes sense, but cocoa.
So everything gets different taste profiles. Like, so if you're looking at like a Scotch or like a Islay, these things they're going to be made or not distilled, but they're going to be put in barrels in different environments. So something made in Ireland or Scotland is going to taste different because they've got all the seasons. Texas is kind of blowing up right now, which is why I'm excited about the Balcones that we're doing next week, because just the temperature, it's pushing out really hot alcohol because it's so hot, and the temperature doesn't really get cold. So you're not having the sweating of the barrel going in and out. So the alcohol goes into the barrel. It gets filtered kind of, but it also pulls out the flavors. That's where you're getting the caramels and the brown sugars of like a whiskey or a bourbon.
So it's kind of fluctuating within like the pores of the wood and kind of getting more.
Exactly. There's even I forget which distillery it is here in Texas. They are attempting to make their own Scotch by doing a completely a sealed room. Randy's sweating for some reason. They're doing a sealed room.
Excited for the whiskey, I think.
That will actually, it's going to mirror it, like instantaneously the environment, the weather of Scotland. So they're going to make their own Scotch in Texas, but it's going to be like, instead of like not having the different seasons, this room where they're it's going
to be in like a humidor or something like that.
Yeah, but it's going to mirror the humidity. It's going to mirror the heat that occasionally happens. So they're trying to make
Scottish whiskey in Texas.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's like just straight up fucking science.
That's dope. That's awesome.
All right, I'm going in.
All right, I'm not going to prevail you any longer. You do you.
All right, so we're tasting. So we're not chugging this. This is a sip like hot coffee.
This is a change. If we would have done this show a year ago, Rico would have been like, all right, ready? Tastes like whiskey.
All right, I'm done. It tastes like I'm going to piss it out later. Not. All right.
I keep drinking it.
Ready. That's smooth, but not to a detriment. Like it's got like a little bit of heat down the chest.
Just a little bit to let you know it's there. All right.
Yeah. So the reason I'm smelling my arm, this is a sommelier trick. You actually smell your arm to reset. So you're smelling your own
Your
arm,
natural scent.
your natural scent.
We could learn so much.
I had a lot of time in deployment. Oh my God. That waffle cone is there.
Is it really?
That
Kind of
waffle
that like
cone is so there.
like the vanilla kind of.
The caramel is definitely
Is
there.
that kind of what you're getting?
The caramel is definitely there because it's a bourbon. The cherry is there. The waffle cone is just not something I've experienced before.
Is that prevalent? Like obviously the caramel is going to hit you harder, but
the first sip, I think I was getting used to it. The second sip, that waffle cone is, yeah. So, all right. So we're gonna go ahead, proof it down a little bit. Just a drop of water.
So what does proofing down do? Because I've also heard that, adding water or just adding an ice cube to your whiskey actually helps bring it out a whole lot more because the water molecules separate some science.
You're not wrong. So I just dropped water in it, and I'm not going to swish it around because what I'm attempting to do is get the oils to come to the top. So I want to taste what the oils have first, and then go from there. So this is going to be a more concentrated hit of the oils.
You get more of that waffle cone, or do you get more of the cherry?
I got more waffle cone than anything else. that is actually really, really.
Does it taste like you're drinking like a Ben and Jerry special flavor whiskey?
No, it doesn't taste. It doesn't taste forced.
Like they added it. Like it doesn't taste forced.
No, this tastes like it's a part of it. It definitely. It doesn't feel extra. It doesn't feel like they threw in a bunch of chocolate chips. It doesn't feel like there's chunks of waffle.
Well, it must be from the wood because like what you're describing now is kind of like that campfire. Like that's kind of like a waffle cone. Like I get that whiff off of like a good wood during a bonfire, during a campfire. Like is that kind of what you're like getting towards it? So it must be from like the barrels.
Maybe. Yeah, definitely. That's gonna be a barrel. That's gonna be it's kind of a bit of a woody tannin flavor. They're saying soft grain on the finish. Yeah, kind of. I got fruity before I proofed it down. Still good, even proof down.
It was a drop of water. You didn't go half and half with water.
No, I didn't dump, but it does change the flavor profile.
Because adding water to your whiskey is like a one camp or the other. Like some people that go into the science, they say that, it actually does increase and it helps the flavor of the whiskey. And then you have the traditionalists, or I don't even know if traditionalists, because I think people have been adding water to their whiskey for years. But you have the people that are like, you never add it, like the macho men. You don't add water to the whiskey.
Which admittedly, I used to be that guy that don't add water, but
because your goal was to not hydrate.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, your goal wasn't hydration, so you're just like, why would I water down my alcohol? I have to drink more of it.
You're not wrong. But again, I re-examined my relationship with alcohol,
which is always good.
Which is good, make changes, do different things.
Yeah.
Actually, I have a scotch sitting here, some of the monkey shoulder, just a little taste. Just want to see how it differs.
Those seem different. Those seem like
the monkey shoulders now like more musty. It doesn't have that waffle cone.
The aromatics.
Yeah, it definitely. It's very different back to back. Very different.
That's That is interesting. I went through a very long. I know you can probably remember this. I went through a semi-long phase of I was trying to find like my whiskey,
Mhm.
and I didn't really dip into bourbons. I was staying with like I went into bullet bourbon a little bit, but I was just trying to find like a whiskey pure, and I kind of settled on Gentleman Jack. I like Gentleman Jack, but
Good way to go.
doing this with you and watching this, like the Maker's Mark, I'm excited to try. I've never tried it for some reason, and I don't know why.
I would go not for the cask strength, especially if you do go for the cask strength, I would proof it down.
Yeah, I'm trying to do like over rocks or like old fashioned. Like that's what I'm trying to like.
Yeah. And one of the things that I picked up from these people I've been watching on YouTube is whatever the best whiskey is for you is however the hell you want to drink it. So if you want to do some crazy shit, you want to throw some Coke in there, go for it. Why not?
I don't mind it. Yeah. So are you gonna do a scale, a score scale?
Ooh.
Do you want to give it a score scale? But which is hard as an amateur, having the fact that we don't know what 10 is supposed to be. We know what 0 is. It's military special whiskey.
Military special is 0. Anything that kills you from even a sip is a 0.
Grey Goose is better whiskey than military special whiskey.
Let's see. Let's do a swap here. Ooh, Grant's hot and bothered.
He's always hot and bothered when he sees your brown, beautiful face.
He is. So this is the one in question right now. Sailor Jerry's. You want me to do a rum? Oh my god, I'll do a rum. Only for you, Grant. Oof. So I think of the bourbons. So the Maker's Mark is bourbon too, but that one's a hot one. That's 109 proof.
So not all of these. So I see you got a rye whiskey, an Irish whiskey,
rye back there,
and then you got a bourbon.
If it's sealed though, I haven't touched it.
Yeah. So you got it. So you got a bourbon. Oh, whoa.
I don't know what's going on. Let's go. Just cut back to me.
This is Predator version. What?
Yes, the Predator's now watching.
So I saw that you had the So real quick, if you can, for some people understand, like not a super in depth, but what is the difference between like a rye whiskey, a bourbon, or an Irish whiskey? Because there's a whole world of like what differs. It's the proof and the blends of it, and
proof, location's important. Where'd you go? I need to talk to myself.
You were solo for a minute.
So as far as the different whiskeys, scotches, the Irish is going to be where it comes from. Like you can't legally call something a scotch if it's not made in Scotland. So that other company I brought up earlier that's going to make their own scotch, they got to call it something else, because
unless they send it to the main guys in Scotland and they're like, good, fuck, this is good.
So it's actually got to be processed there, and even on, let's say, the boat or whatever, how it comes over to this country, it's got to stay in those barrels the entire time. It's very serious. Like Kentucky bourbon, at least 51% corn. It's got to be charred oak barrels, new, not used. What is it? Tequila can only come from the region that makes tequila. Otherwise, it's got to be called mezcal. So a lot of these places, they have their own stamps on their regional alcohols. And the things that are really going to make it different is where it's being distilled, where it's being aged, how it's being aged.
And then like the difference between like a rye or a whiskey or a bourbon is just the blend of corn versus.
So yeah, rye is going to be,
right?
The grain itself is rye. So that at that point, so like rye bread, rye.
Yeah.
Whiskey itself it could be rye, it could be corn, it could be any grain. It all depends. Like I actually want to pick up a bottle of New Make if I can find it. So New Make is completely clear, and it hasn't been aged. So you can choose to age it yourself. You could throw in a charred oak stave or any kind of charred wood that you want to use, preferably.
I wonder what it tastes like unaged. Probably not good, right?
it should taste very new, but you're not going to have the caramels, the brown sugar, the vanillas that you
Because
get
that
from the
comes
real.
from it sitting in the barrel and in its own flavors. And
Right.
okay,
And again, just like sweating back, contracting and expanding from the barrel itself.
so did you find the score kind of thing?
I want to give that the buck 8 and 8.
An 8?
I
I
would
feel
give
like
the
that's
buck 8 and
solid.
8.
I feel like that is a good first score. Like just purely off. So coming from a man who, as I obviously did not drink it, but coming from a man who has looked at Rico's face for almost 8 years while he has drank, right?
It usually looks like this. Yeah.
Yeah, I have learned Rico's faces. And I've learned his reactions to alcohol. Your reaction was very genuine. That was a good whiskey. I saw you thoroughly enjoyed. I feel like 8 is a solid assumption. I feel like that's
That
a
was
good grade.
pretty good. That was a solid.
Especially since like we don't know what 10 is, and 10 is also subjective, right?
Yes, it is very subjective.
Yeah, because like sommeliers, we're going to be more subjective. Sommeliers, they're going off of scorecards when they grade their wines or their whiskeys. So they might not even like this wine. They may think it's trash water, but it's got the appropriate notes and the finishes of what it's supposed to have, and that's why it's the top price bottle, even though it tastes like dick.
I think the reason why I give that an 8 is because it's approachable. It doesn't like if I had somebody here on the casting couch back there
who's never had whiskey before,
who's never had whiskey before, and I were to say, hey, do you want to try this? It's got these specific notes that are pretty good.
Be enough to intrigue someone.
Yeah, it'd be, and maybe they don't taste it the first time. Maybe because this is their first time going after it, all they get is the burn. Yeah, you're right. But if they're able to get past that burn and maybe go in for that second or third sip and actually just like taste it, it's going to be something worth continuing to go after. So that's why I give it an 8.
So one thing I would also like to ask you, the drink versus shot ability. Do you think that it would be desecrating this alcohol by doing it in shots and more respectful to be doing it in a drink? Obviously, you can do what you want. Whatever your drinking goals may do. But like if something's good, it's like if you got Wagyu. If I ever saw a man put A1 steak sauce on a Wagyu steak, I would physically assault this person. Like I love A1, but don't fuck it up, right? And I feel like the same thing with like the whiskey. If it's really, really good, and you're not going to get everything that the whiskey provides with sipping, don't take it in a shot, because you might as well just get fucking Jack. So would you say this should be a sipped whiskey?
I would say to not waste your money and to actually experience it. I mean, if you're looking to get fucked up, which I've been there many times, so I'm not judging. If you're looking to get fucked up, do whatever you want to do. But I think to
be
not
frugal,
waste
though,
your money.
Do it.
Huh?
I mean, but be frugal when you're trying to get fucked up, though.
If you don't want to waste your money and you want to actually experience it, I would say sip it the way you want to. Ooh, Ramball is saying 10 out of 10 Glenn Gooley for the best of times. I'm not familiar with it. We'll see how long this goes. Let's see if we get some traction on YouTube.
I 8 out of 10. I'm excited. I'm actually going to keep this in mind. I want to try it and compare it. I think that would be a good one. I did have a question for you in my mind.
Go for it.
Oh, how much was the bottle? How much does the bottle run? I know you got it in like a pack, but
I got it $25. Yeah, I think about $25.
25 is not bad at all.
Yeah, for $750. So I mean, if you're spending $25 for a shooter, that's a $750. You're wasting your money. If you're spending $25 for something that's gonna sit for a little bit that you can enjoy for a while, it's pretty good.
Well, how much is just a bottle of Jim Beam?
Jim Beam for a handle is like $17, $18,
which is double the size of that bottle.
Double.
Okay, so I was doing with the comparison, right?
Yeah, no, that's a very valid comparison. If you're just trying to get messed up, no judgment. Been there. I'm sure at some point I'll get drunk again, but right now I'm just like I'm going through this kind of tour of different whiskeys and things, just trying things,
I think it's
actually
great.
getting into the taste and the craft of it, as opposed to just chugging the fuck out of it.
I think it's great, and like I'm excited to go through this with you because so the only time I ever drank like whiskey or any like real liquor was if I was
Mm.
with you, and it's
Mm.
because you brought the handle.
Yep.
Because when
no,
I go, like
there was.
Rico knows, I don't really drink liquor. I barely drink anyway. Like I enjoy drinking in the socialness, but I don't like drink. So I would bring beer and then take whatever shots that Rico shoved in my hand.
It is happy
So
hours, Uncle Rico.
I'm excited for you to be going down this taste road. So what is
And
the melting pot that you're getting ready to do in that
this guy,
Yeah.
this little guy right here. So what I'm doing, so all whiskey, whether it's sourced or not, goes through some blending. So when things are being distilled, you have the heads, the hearts, the tails. The heads are what come out of the still first. Not the best stuff. Probably not great for you. The hearts is where that's where the flavor really comes into. It's the best of everything. It's the middle ground. It's the best of everything. The tails are used for mostly getting rid of, but also proofing down and just expanding your product. I am not distilling anything yet. Stay tuned for the the Rico. You're right. But I'm going to be starting an infinity bottle. So everything you see me try on this channel is going to go last pour, King's tax, 10% is going to go into this bottle, and eventually it'll reach the top. And
So you're making
really,
a sophisticated King's Cup.
but I didn't invent this. Other people are doing this.
I'm assuming obviously you didn't. Yeah, I was assuming you didn't invent this. Even though it does sound like a thing you would do, but since with all the research that you've done into it, I wouldn't imagine that you would go through all this research and all of a sudden be like, "Fuck it, we're pouring everything in." So is this a normal thing
baby,
that people will do with different whiskeys to kind of like combine the flavors?
Yes, to combine the flavors. I mean, when you're good at it, you can go for a specific flavor profile. But I'm an amateur. I'm underqualified and overproofed. So I'm going to take what I have, and at the end of this, it's either going to be horrible. I'm going to drink the whole thing, or it's going to be great. And I'm going to drink the whole thing. So I'm going to start with Wild Turkey 101, which I also never drank Wild Turkey before until I got back, because Wild Turkey to me just seemed like fucking fudge shit.
Like fudge shit?
No, Fudd, like Elmer Fudd. Like who drinks?
Yeah,
Drinks?
like redneck bullshit.
Yeah, who the fuck drinks Wild Turkey?
So I'm going to tell you that you're correct, because when my dad played in country bands and bars, his go-to drink was called the Dead Chicken, which was Wild Turkey with Tabasco sauce in it, and that was a shot.
So it is fudge shit, right?
That's some redneck shit. Yes, you are correct.
So this is 101 proof. I started my journey with this. Let me take a little hit of it though before it goes in there.
This was your gateway into the whiskey flavoring?
When I got back, yeah. And this is because I never had it before, the Wild Turkey bourbon, even at the 101 proof, very Coke-like. Very Coca-Cola.
That deep caramel.
Yep. Yeah, because it's a bourbon, so you're getting that. It's going in the infinity bottle. Also, this infinity bottle has some peanut butter, just a splash of peanut butter whiskey in there. So who knows what's going to happen there?
How is that, by the way? Because I've seen some
really
of the people I follow do peanut butter, like they do mixed shots, like they'll do a beer with the peanut butter whiskey, and they love it. Like, how was the peanut butter whiskey? I keep seeing it in the shop. Is it good?
It's pretty good. Yeah. Dog bone or whatever the hell it's called.
Yeah.
We got the makers. So basically, right now with these two combining, hopefully flavor profile, we're going for like a cherry Coke.
How long do you let this sit?
I'm gonna let this sit till it fills up.
Okay, so you're not gonna try it at phases?
Yeah, I guess I will try it after every pour, but only to let myself know how much it probably sucks.
Well, I think that's what, like, trying it at every phase, like, you can, like, notice, like, okay, this made it better. This kind of made it worse.
Yeah. All right. Goodbye, makers. Now,
oh no, Rambo, don't get it wrong. We would never shit on moonshine.
Wouldn't. And
No.
moonshine is basically new make because it hasn't been aged in wood.
Yeah. Moonshine's great, and the people that make it are fucking wizards in the mountains. Oh, beautiful.
So I am concerned about pouring scotch in here. I definitely won't pour the rye in here. The rye is going to be like get to the bottom of that bottle in an appropriate time frame.
Oh, do you just think like the chemical makeup of the rye will just cut through it? Just
rye is very strong. Rye is like, I feel like it's a very dominating flavor. Huge in the hipster community right now. For some reason, rye is like is hipster juice right now.
I would feel that they would be.
I'm just gonna do a splash.
Bourbon seems too sophisticated for hipsters.
Everything old is new again.
So that's the scotch, right?
That's the scotch, just a splash.
So why would you be iffy about putting scotch with whiskey? Scotch is a whiskey, right? Ish.
It is a whiskey, but it's a different type of whiskey.
Or no.
I'm gonna see where this is.
You added 2 bourbons. That's what you did. So scotch.
Yeah, I added 2 bourbons. Like straight gasoline right now.
What is that? Is that the rye or?
No. This is the mix right now of the makers, which was 109 proof. Oop. And the wild turkey, which is 101 proof. The monkey shoulder, it was just a splash of monkey shoulder because I was afraid of it messing up the flavor. I don't know if you can see that really. It's 43. So nothing crazy.
That's the scotch?
That's the scotch. That's the monkey shoulder. I'm still getting I'm getting a high proof Coke smell. And I'm getting a better Coke taste. That wasn't bad at all.
Is it like a sweeter Coke taste?
Yeah. That's not bad.
So what was with the smell at first? You said it kind of like gave you like a straight alcohol smell at first.
It did at first. It gave me like a straight like punch in the face kind of alcohol, which really should have proved down a little bit. But yeah, that's the beginning. This is now sealed until the next edition, the next King's Tax.
I love it. I think it's great. I honestly think you're going to come out with a really, really good whiskey blend out of it.
We'll see. It could be really good or really bad. We'll see.
I have faith. I have faith in your mighty hands.
Everything's always blending. Even if you buy a bottle of Jack, it's been blended with different portions of Jack to get the flavor profile that they want. So we'll see what happens.
No, I think it's good. It was a good whiskey. I like it. I'm super excited for this. I like this. You know, a little bit of sophistication in our days, guys. We just yell at the camera about fucking politics and shit. We're not getting into that in the show. Rico's no. This is pretty much
thought about
Rico. It. Well, this is basically, think about the conversations you would have at like a bonfire or a bar while drinking with friends. So, you know, as we get into it a little bit more, you guys comment and talk. Whatever shit comes up, it'll be great.
Yeah, we're doing this next week, Friday. I don't know if Rhodes will be available, but I'll be on. I'm going to be doing the Balcones Texas Pot Still Bourbon.
That looks exciting as fuck.
Huh?
That's a beautiful bottle.
It is, right? Look at the color of that. Oh my god.
What? So show us the tag in. So you've been pronouncing it the whole show, but I haven't been able to see how it's spelled. Balcones?
Yeah. Ooh, it's kind of hard to see.
Pot stilled bourbon.
Yeah. So there's a bourbon made here. They're huge in Texas right now. Texas whiskey is just amazing right now. it's like crashing the scene, like new for bourbons and whiskeys. They're just going in and they're being like voted in like best whiskey of the world and shit like that.
That's awesome.
I'm really excited about the Balcones. So that's what's happening next week. If you wanna join in, and maybe in January when I get out. In January when I get out, then I'll.
Everyone's gonna be high around me, but me. This is some bullshit. So, towards the end, and we can kind of play around with this as we go. As I said, this is Rico's show, but I would like to interject for a moment.
Yeah, go for it.
And because I don't quite have the money to spend on whiskey right now, but what I do have is an old bottle of beer in my fridge. So this is Rhodes' Beer Corner from a guy who mainly drinks this. So you're going to get a really sophisticated flavor profile from me because I'm a strongbow dude. So I like things.
Rhodes was drinking twisted tea before it was cool. Just saying.
It was Mike's Hard. I wish I was drinking twisted tea.
Hell yeah, Blake. I'll see you then.
So I have, and Rico's probably had this, Wicked Juicy IPA.
I hate IPAs.
I also hate IPAs. I got it in a mixed box. I didn't buy just a box of IPAs. Like I got it in a mixed box, and this was the last one chilling. So I know you're not an IPA guy. You kind of like the darker ones, kind of like me.
I like ales. I'll do a stout all day. Something that makes you feel bloated and heavy. Yeah, IPAs just don't taste right. They're solid advertising. You would be, Blake. You would be a fan of IPAs. you
fucking would be. But see, the thing with Blake would be is if he's truly a fan of IPAs, or
just to piss people off.
Just pure ironically just to piss people off. Because Blake is the hipster to be a hipster just to piss people off. He doesn't enjoy.
You should be drinking rye, Blake. If you're gonna go full hipster, you should be drinking rye.
Yeah. He does it pure for irony's sake, just to piss people off. Does not truly care for this thing.
All right.
So let me see. I just got done with 2 strongbows. So
oof. Did you rinse? You don't want to.
No, I ate some popcorn. You're the professional in this, not me.
Hell yeah. No, I'm underqualified. What do you got?
I'm getting that hoppy IPA. I mean, on the front, it's a picture of a fucking hop. Like, what am I expecting, right? So I like fruitier beers, but honestly, even though this is hoppy, it's not bad. I can drink it. Like it still has like a good flavor to it. The juicy kind of picks up like some flavor notes to it. Has a juicy kick with tropical hops, and like the hops do kind of taste a little bit like if high C fruit punch fucked a beer barrel.
Hemp honey mead. I think I've seen it, but I've not tried it.
That actually sounds good. Yeah. So that's
I like how this episode was supposed to be 15 minutes long and it still ended up being an hour.
Of course. You can't do this in 15 minutes. It's not.
He's drinking a Juicy Girl IPA. He had to pay a lot of money for it to do nothing to him.
It was a wicked juicy IPA. It's just what I had. Next week, I will actually go get something because I see stuff and I want to try it. As I'm sure you do with like the whiskeys and stuff. Like I see it and I want to try it, but I don't want to like.
You're not wrong, Blake. It does sound fucking lit.
It actually does sound dope as shit. But like I see it and I'm like, eh. But this will at least give me a reason to explain to my wife why our fridge is full of beer that I didn't drink.
Monkey balls, yes. Monkey shoulder, no.
You're correct. I'm going to keep drinking it because I'm not a bitch, but I'm not going to enjoy it. But yeah, next week I'll try something different. Hey. The show is not me drinking beer. It's about Rico's whiskey. But I'm here, so I might as well do something other than just stare at Rico and enjoy whiskey.
we can make it a whiskey beer thing. It's not always going to be whiskey. I will try different stuff. I will take recommendations. I would
love after your whiskey thing. I think it would be cool to do like celebrity Alcohols like an Aviator or the Rock's tequila. Dan Aykroyd's vodka.
Yeah.
I think like doing like a celebrity liquor would kind of be a cool thing.
So Heaven's Door is on my list. Heaven's Door is made by
Is that by Van Halen? Or?
No. Oh, fuck. Yeah, I think like this, and I don't know what's going on. Who's in the chat? No. What the fuck is his name? The old guy. His son was in the Wallflowers. I'm a fucking asshole because he's way better than the son. Sing songs like this, and everybody likes me.
I have no idea what the fuck you're talking.
You fucking suck. Oh my god! Look up Heaven's Door.
I got you. I'm looking.
I was actually going to buy Heaven's Door when I got back from deployment, but all of a sudden Heaven's Door went up like 50% in price.
What is it? A vodka, a whiskey, a gin?
It's so he's got 3 of them. He's got a whiskey, a rye. Bob Dylan. I knew it was a Bob something.
Bob Dylan. Okay, your impression sounded Bob Dylan-esque. Not bad actually.
Yeah, Heaven's Door went up significantly.
$51 for a straight bourbon whiskey.
Yeah, it was like 25 when I was in Jordan. That's right. I was in Jordan. My deployment was not as spicy as it should have been. There were a couple random explosions that everybody else seemed fine. And I was like, I guess I'll just go fuck myself. And
Rico's freaking out. Everyone else is like, stop being a bitch.
I wasn't freaking out, but when my aid station fucking rocks like it's about to fall the fucking foundation.
It's not freaking out, but it's questions, right? Like everything starts vibrating around and you're like, should I be worried? And everyone else is still smoking. Like, no, you're fine. You're like, I feel like I should be worried, but
you're not dead.
You're like, okay.
70-30 vodka juice and not taste a thing. Yeah, you're right. Vodka's flavorless. Vodka, you can make vodka at home. Too easy. It doesn't even need to age. Just make it and drink it.
I'm not making vodka. I'm not making my own beer.
Gin, you can make gin from vodka. All you got to do is add the herby shit.
Hey, I've watched every season, every episode of MASH. I know how to make gin. It involves old socks and sand.
Nos with absolute lemon. You're a fucking animal. What a fucking legend.
You are a demon, fine sir. You're made of pure evil.
Blake, I know you're a busy guy. We appreciated having you on the show previously. If you ever want to join in on Overproofed, feel free. Well, we definitely want to get some input on the show and get suggestions from people watching, people interacting. That's what's really going to help us keep going on this.
Blake can do the special version of Underqualified and Overbaked. Where he can try different strains of sativa.
What a fucking legend. Grant, you almost died. Nos and absolute lemon. You were in more jeopardy of dying from Nos and absolute lemon than you were ever during deployment. I'm just joking.
Could you imagine a Mike Tyson and absolute lemon? You
Mike
would
Tyson.
die. Oh, the Mike Tyson energy drink from Poland.
We're still self. The budget is made by us, so no.
Brought to you by payments of DFAS.
If you share, like, and subscribe, maybe you could help us get some followers.
Here in a little bit, I would we're gonna obviously get it, and what we're gonna try to do. I want to do like some merch, mostly just for myself.
Yeah.
I really want a new sweatshirt, and I think it would be dope if we got some underqualified stuff. But if you guys start showing some interest in it, I think it would be awesome to start doing some Street Sharks merch.
We can't do street sharks. They have to be street adjacent sharks. They have to be cul-de-sac something. Name something that starts with a fucking C.
The block sharks.
Cul-de-sac clownfish. We can't do fucking street sharks. That's how you get sued.
It's Street Sharks. I think we could buy the name now.
No, everything new is old. Everything old is new again. It's coming back.
I feel like I can buy it with my pocket change currently. With the amount of money I currently have in Dogecoin, I could buy the Street Shark copyright.
I finally was able to buy some. Stay
Some
tuned to
Dogecoin?
tomorrow when we talk more about Dogecoin or Dogecoin, whatever the fuck.
Dude, I am holding on to my 1,000 stocks I bought at a cent. And I'm hoping to God it goes up to $1 for no reason. But I thought this was great, man.
Yeah.
I'm
It
excited
was
for
fun.
the next one. I am super excited for that Texas whiskey.
I'm super like that was like when I was making a list while I was downrange, and I was of course that's what that sounds like the reasonable thing to do. Make a list of alcohols to try while you're downrange. And just learning more about Balcones. I just really wanted to find one. And it's not obviously it's only 46%. So I guess that is like 101. I don't know.
You know who looks at the percent, Rico?
Who?
Alcoholics.
Poor people?
If it tastes no, like no one ever. Someone who actually enjoys the flavor of something isn't going to look at the proofs or the percentages. It's just like why people make fun of someone who would drink, Mike's Hard or Strongbows because they're like
delicious.
Yeah, they're like, it's fruity. You're a bitch. Be like, it's still 6%. Suck my dick. Like, the percentages doesn't matter. It tastes delicious.
I actually didn't realize this was that strong. I thought this was the lower proof.
You thought it was going to be like 30s?
No. I thought it was going to be like maybe 42, 43.
What is it?
Huh?
I thought you said it was 46.
Yeah, it is 46. I wasn't expecting that. I thought I bought lower proof things.
4% higher than what you expected, and you're surprised. Is that a lot in the whiskey world?
I mean, it's over 100 proof.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So stay
Rico,
tuned for the
Balcones. Through this journey. This is awesome.
Join us next week. Same underqualified time, same overproofed channel, and we're gonna try the Balcones. And we won't add to the infinity bottle next week. We'll wait till we get to the bottom of the Balcones. So the infinity bottle is going to take a while, but hopefully there's a good payoff there.
Thank you everyone for watching, and please next week join in. It's looking like what was that? 9 o'clock.
Yeah, it was 9 o'clock my time, probably 10 your time.
10 o'clock Central Standard Time.
Yeah,
we'll be doing this, and feel like that was a good time. So share it. Let your friends know. I feel like this is a good non-political, just kind of fun thing to watch. If you want to learn about whiskey, this would be great because you're going to learn from people who aren't snobs. Don't give a shit, and we'll give you an honest opinion. So
unless they start paying me, and then I will lie to you a lot.
Oh, I will fucking lie my pants off. Wicked Juicy IPA is
the most wicked, is juiciest.
It's wicked juicy. Get yourself some now. That's my attempt. As always, that was not good.
Whether you're catching this live or on the back end on YouTube after I hashtag the shit out of this, feel free to share, like, subscribe, come hang out with us. We're not apparently, I didn't realize this, but virtual drinking, since you can't really go out to bars and shit, is a thing during the COVID time. So if you're gonna hang out with somebody, come hang out with us. Fuck it.
More the merrier. We would love to have you guys' input. If you don't, come get drunk with me because Rico's going to try to stay sober for this. I'm not.
Are you going to get drunk? You're going to get fucked up?
If I start doing the whiskey thing with you, yeah, you're going to get the educated review from Rico. And then you're going to get the semi-buzzed drunk review from me. And I'm going to give you a 2-thumb rating of drunk or no drunk.
This is 2 penises up.
From Roads After Dark, I say drunk.
Thanks for watching, guys. We appreciate you actually sticking with us. We had a lot of people that have been with us from the beginning to the end of this episode. So that's super cool. Thank you. Have a good night, guys.
Peace.